Ales coming right up. Hello, and welcome to the BRB. Please, have a seat. You're just in time for Tavern chatter.
As a DM, how do you feel about rule of cool overruling a written rule? I prefer to go with a written rule. There are reasons for the written rule. There are reasons for, you can only jump 50 feet or whatever the case is. It's unreasonable to assume that you can jump 200 feet over this chasm.
That'd be cool if you did.
That is assuming that rule of cool breaks some semblance of the expectation of what can or cannot be done.
So then what's your example of rule of cool?
My example for rule of cool would be the idealism of, can I specifically target a creature's body part to impair it? Can I use an item that I wouldn't normally be allowed to use? It's anything outside the rule system that the DM would find acceptable to the story and for the element of fun.
One example could be every class being allowed to use spell scrolls rather than just casters.
I feel like that's just a rules fix, not a rule of cool. For rule of cool, I would say when a mime rolls a nat 20 to make a ladder, well, I guess he has a fucking ladder now. Ryan?
You caught in your own fucking DM.
I don't know. I guess I go back and forth on it because I have done the rule of cool. For example, a ring of teleport up. Being able to teleport a physical thing out of their body. I guess that's fair. My preference is to stick with the rules.
You gotta reward creative problem solving. That specifically was pretty creative, the ways that we went about it. And you did put in some caveats of like, hey, this will cost you this. There is a high chance of failure. It is not, oh, that's a cool idea. No, you just do it. It's literally, hey, you roll well enough? Sure, that totally makes sense.
In the Dungeon Master's Guide, and this is the ultimate defense, the Dungeon Master has the final say on any ruling.
So talk to your DM.
Always talk to your DM. You can't see the finger guns, but finger guns.
So then I have seen some DMs where it's just, that's cool, you go ahead and do it. Do you think that's okay, that's warranted, that's acceptable, or should there be some stipulation, should there be some hurdles to jump?
When it comes to the rule of cool, if that action can be repeated again, and it seems okay at that second go round, then the rule of cool should be okay. If it's something that just seems like you shouldn't have your characters do it again, then you should probably follow the actual rule set. You want to make sure everything is achievable, because the moment the players are allowed to do a thing that is really cool, and if they want to do it again, and you don't want them to, then there's going to be some conflict of interest there.
The problem I have with the rule of cool, even though I am a DM and a player who supports it, it is that it can be used so much to turn a situation into something that is out of control from the DM. It is the type of thing that is a tool that should be used wisely and not all the time. It is fun to be that type of DM. It can also be risky, and it can affect you. Do not allow your players to cast spells with their feet.
Why not?
Because
that's lame.
What about letting the party feed Titan blood to a celestial elephant?
No, that sounds horrible. Whoever did that was dumb. Here, how about this? For the next 30 seconds of the segment, all of you be a bunch of players and ask me random fucking things to do in a dungeon. Go.
What? You can't do that.
I have to set up the scenario.
Yeah.
Set the stage.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a fun one. You are walking into a small cavern. Inside this cavern, you notice that there are 3 bedrolls, 1 campfire pit that seems to have simmered out, a table and chairs with 2 cups on it, and 1 book lying on the ground next to the bedrolls. What do you do?
I don't know if this sets up
I don't know if this is any creative solutions that involve cool.
There's no problem.
I started thinking about something else.
I would go with more like, you guys are trapped in a room and the spikes are slowly falling from the ceiling. How are you fucking gonna get out of this? Because I don't fucking know. You figure it out.
Can I just rub my hands together, make enough friction, and melt the spikes?
Oh, there is a walkway where there's the abyss on both sides.
That's a good one.
One of your comrades decided to trip, fail their dex check, and they are now immediately falling. What do you do as a player?
Can I jump off the bridge, take an arrow, tie a rope around it, grab my friend, and then shoot the arrow around the bridge?
Yeah, why the fuck not? That's cool.
That's a little cool.
I mean, that literally happened.
That was a good example, though.
It happens a lot.
See, and that's a huge DM tool. To use the rule of cool to save a party. One character is about to fall off a cliff. So you allow the one dexterity saving throw, and that is a failure. That person is dead, and this person is also falling. And then someone else goes, can I grab them? You have no reason to, as a DM, to allow that to happen. There's no reason. The check has already been made. You have already determined what was happening. However, rule of cool, sure. Roll for it. They roll high enough, you make a joke about raising the DC in your head, and they are able to pull both party members back up. That is a rule of cool that can be used at the right time.
That's fair. And going back to what Brant was saying, is that something that's hard to reproduce later on. And so the rule of cool in that case, the players aren't expected to be able to do that again.
As a DM, players will use the rule of cool to take advantage of the situation a lot.
I think that's just who you play with.
No, I watch a lot of Dungeons & Dragons, and I'm involved in reading a lot of Dungeons & Dragons. It is very prominent, and it's okay. A good thing as a DM to do is to remind your players of all the fucking latitude that you allow them.
I think the rule of cool can still apply, even with the repetitive action. Let's say the spellcaster uses Mage Hand to maneuver their body to make sure that they don't hit the spikes. Mage Hand has the ability to move up to about 25 pounds. It's still within its, or 10 pounds, whatever stat value it is. A person's limb is not that much. You can maneuver it. If you have 6 seconds before they fall to their death, it's still possible. It's still within the spell's capability. It's still cool.
Rule of cool is amazing. I'm 100% for it. It's just something that shouldn't be used all the time. Rules are important, are there for a reason. Devil's advocate, go rule of cool.
I prefer the rules as written. I prefer to have that structure where things are hard set, but I can also see the situation where sometimes you would need the rule of cool. My biggest fear with that is player abuse.
I agree.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
It's closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. If you like what you see, like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon to stay up to date. If you want to see more of us, check out the links to our social media in the description below. If you have any suggestions about our next video, please leave a comment as well.